I guess it begs the question, right? Why are we getting so many Warriors games? Why was this so popular in Japan? Because I don't see these games being overly. Maybe nowadays they are outside of Japan, but back then, back when all the hype of Warrior style games, started. I think it was like 7 years ago, back in 2015 or 16. That's when Dynasty Warriors went massive, and every single company needed to do a Warriors game based on their own successful or famous franchise. Why? I mean, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I'm a fan of Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2. Amazing games, I'm just, kind of curious to see why everybody decided to do that. It's like nowadays with the Souls games. Everybody wants to make a Souls game, a Souls-like game. Or for a while, a lot of games wanted to do roguelike games. No, not roguelike RPGs, like roguelike games, randomly generated dungeons, And I don't know why these things got so popular, and Warriors is no different. Like, what happened there? Because I remember, you guys are gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but when all this craze started back in the day, it was 2015. I remember back then, 7 years ago, and I don't remember seeing a lot of Warriors fans worldwide on the internet. Sure, some people were fans of Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, and that was it. But it's just all of a sudden, all of these Warriors games started out, and we were like, okay, I understand why, Dark Souls got so popular that it was only a matter of time, that we were going to start seeing more and more games inspired by Souls. But why did we start getting a lot of games inspired by Warriors? And that leads me to think, maybe the genre got way too big in Japan. It's been big in Japan for a long time. So I made some research, and it turns out that the Warriors, Dynasty Warriors and whatever, it sells a hell of a lot in Japan. But it's just, back then I never felt that these Warriors games, Dynasty Warriors and whatever, were that big like in North America or in Europe. I don't live in Europe. They're also called Musou. Musou. M-U-S-O-U. Musou. There's a Japanese word for it, I think, or the Chinese word, I'm not sure. The Musou style. We all know that as warrior style. So I think what happened is that a big franchise like Nintendo did that with I don't remember which one was first, the Dragon Quest Heroes or Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. But I think they came around at the same time. I'm not sure which one came out first. But I mean, those are two Zelda and Dragon Quest. Those are like extremely popular video game franchises worldwide. So they made that. So all the other companies were like, oh, they did that. Why? Oh, so they made a lot of money out of that. So I'm going to do the same. Right? So maybe that's what happened. And well, do I personally like Warriors games? I'm not the biggest fan. I've played some Dynasty Warriors. The only one I've ever finished in my entire life is Dynasty Warriors 2 on the PlayStation 2. And it was brutally hard. These are hard games. I don't remember the game having an easy mode. Nowadays, everything comes with a hard and nightmare and easy and very easy mode. But back then, PS2, a lot of games didn't have that mode. So wow, that was an achievement for me, because I'm not the best at action RPGs or at action games. So I don't know. I never became a fan. So I like the action, but it was just very repetitive. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people, don't like the Warriors games, because they're just too repetitive. You're just doing the same over and over and over again for hours and hours and hours. And Dynasty Warriors is a series that's gotten way more. They've gotten longer. Back in the day, you used to finish a Dynasty Warriors games in like 5 hours. That's 5-6 hours max. And nowadays, they can go on for up to 20 hours, and they feel like action RPGs sometimes. And they're like, man, all I want to do is button mash my controller and beat the crap out of hordes of enemies for like an hour. I don't want to put 20 hours. So what some of these companies did was, like Dragon Quest, for example, they turned that into an action RPG. We're going to give the players a town, an overworld, leveling up systems, party members, and weapon system, customization, crafting, a story, a very well-written story, a journey, a linear story. So they put all those elements into the game, and they turn into an action RPG. So what happened with Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem Warriors did a different thing. I think Hyrule Warriors did the same. RPG elements weren't that present in there. There are RPG elements in them, but they weren't that present in them. So maybe that's why I wasn't a big fan of Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm a die-hard Fire Emblem fan, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Fire Emblem Warriors. So what happened is just these Warriors things got too popular, and now everybody's doing them. So what should we expect next? Final Fantasy Warriors? Or I don't know, what else is it? But Persona did it already. It's called Persona 5 Strikers, and that's an excellent game. Just like Dragon Quest, they turned their game, Atlus turned their game into an action RPG. They said, oh, I don't want to make a Dynasty Warriors clone. I want to put that, and make an RPG. So, voila, Persona 5 Strikers, an amazing game. I love it. I'm a big fan of it because it's an action RPG. So, I don't know. I'm kind of glad the Warriors games got popular because we might get more in the form of action RPGs with strong RPG elements and a story-driven adventure, and all that customization and whatnot. So that's what I would like to see. More action RPGs with the Warriors style, with the Musou style. But, straight up Dynasty Warriors clones like Fire Emblem Warriors, not for me.